I grew up in Southern California. Little town called Wildomar, which is in Riverside County, which is pretty much smack in the middle between LA and San Diego. It all kind of started when I wanted to be in the military. I wanted to be a pilot when I was a kid. I wanted to be an airline pilot, so I figured the best, easiest way to do that was to join the Air Force, be a jet fighter pilot that way. I had perfect vision. A couple years later, my vision went. Coast Guard Academy, the school to which I went, accepts its students based purely upon merit, just based off of grades and community service and extracurricular activities. I got to do some pretty cool things with them. I got to go on this huge 295-foot long sailboat that basically looks like a pirate ship, and it's actually a war spoil from World War II. It was used to train Nazi or German naval cadets. It's a very different school, very restrictive, lots of rules. You're not allowed to leave campus. For basic training, you're not allowed to have a phone. One of the things that I experienced as a freshman was no personal music was allowed, not even on headphones, and no movies were allowed to be watched. I felt like I lived under a rock. When I finally graduated, I was assigned to Seattle on a Arctic icebreaker, and it's an even more isolated environment. You don't even have communication with the outside world. Just basically the boat, and that's it. Yeah, it's a whole different experience. You suddenly feel really small in the world. I've had the good fortune to visit South Africa. The first 2 weeks, it was a total of 4 weeks, but the first 2 weeks, it's called Bush Survival Experience, or Bush Survival Camp. For 2 weeks, you're living in a tent, waking up at 5 a.m. every morning, going on a 2-hour, 3-hour bush walk with a ranger, and then in the evening when it cools down, you go for a game drive. And you attend lectures that teach you all about the wild bush and how to survive in it. The second 2 weeks was volunteering at a wildlife rehabilitation center. One of the grossest and coolest things I've ever done is clean out a leopard pen. It's disgusting. They pee all over their straw, and it's the most concentrated ammonia I've ever experienced. My eyes were burning. My skin was even burning. The coolest thing I did there, though, which I think ranks as the coolest thing I've ever done in my entire life, is there were 2 baby rhinoceros, 2 baby rhino calves there, and they were playing in the mud wallow, and my Australian friend Elliot and Dutch friend Tineke and my other Australian friend Gail were playing with the rhinos, and then suddenly Elliot, he throws mud at Tineke, and Tineke's not going to take that, so she throws mud back, and suddenly there's this huge mud fight. I see it, and I come running over to get in on it. And the rhinos are suddenly getting into it, and they're getting all excited. And we just had this huge mud wallow with 2 baby rhinoceros. It's something I'm never going to get to do again. They were a pain in the butt. We'd have to babysit the rhinos. And if they were feeling frisky or stubborn, there was no way you could tell them what to do. They were short, but they were still 200 pounds apiece. It's a cool life. If you feel like you're disciplined enough to handle lots of rules and not being given a reason why you're doing something, waking up at 6 a.m. every day, wearing a uniform, having your room spotless. If you're willing to deal with all that, I think an academy is a great idea, because you come out of it with a surplus of money, with a guaranteed job, no debts. You pretty much know what you're going to do, is just where are you going to do it. You're just wanting to be a pilot. That's what got it started.